Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari is due to hold talks with America's ambassador to the United Nations. Samantha Power is in Abuja as part of a tour of West African countries. The ISIL-affiliated group Boko Haram is top of the agenda. Here's CCTV's Sophia Adengo.
President Buhari is pressing for more military aid in the fight against Boko Haram, and these talks will focus on developing a comprehensive plan for countering the group across the region. Although the U.S. announced it was sending as many as 300 troops to bolster the joint military offensive with neighboring countries in the Lake Chad Basin, their mission does not include hardware and weapons so badly needed by the Nigerian army. Instead, the U.S. is providing training and intelligence gathering. Samantha Power will also be traveling to northeastern Nigeria, the epicenter of the fighting, to visit settlement camps for civilians and also meet with activists from Bring Back Our Girls to mark the second anniversary of the kidnapping of 276 girls by Boko Haram. Sophia Dengo, CCTV, Abuja, Nigeria.
And we can now cross over to Sophia Adengo in Abuja. Sophia, what's the latest on that arrival? Has Samantha Power arrived in Abuja as yet?
Well, the U.S. mission here in Abuja has confirmed that the U.S. representative to the UN, Samantha Powers, has indeed arrived here in Abuja with a series of activities on her agenda. This afternoon, she did meet with President Muhammadu Buhari privately, really to discuss the extent of Boko Haram and really what is required of the U.S. government in terms of intervention. Of course, this is not new in terms of discourse, but the focus that has been placed by Samantha Powers as a visiting envoy here is not overlooked, especially in the fight against Boko Haram. What we know her intention to be here at the end of the day, really, Beatrice, is the mounting of humanitarian intervention in the Lake Chad Basin area. You know, she was in Cameroon, she's here in Nigeria, and will be traveling to Chad. These are three countries that have shared a border and have had to deal with Boko Haram over the last 6 or so years, and have seen Boko Haram expanding over these borders. So it's the border conflict and the humanitarian response that has initiated this visit here. Beatrice?
Well, Sophia, Boko Haram and that security issue, those are likely to dominate the agenda of Samantha Power there. But what more can you tell us, though, aside from that?
Well, besides the talks that, you know, each one of these leaders within their respective countries are having in terms of dialogue, but it's also what is being realized is the financial support that the United States is willing to put forward in the fight against Boko Haram. For starters, almost $40 million has been pledged between Cameroon and Nigeria in the fight against Boko Haram. However, the big question here is, will the U.S. give arms or troops to Nigeria, Cameroon, and Chad in fighting directly with Boko Haram? The answer at this point is no. The Nigerian government and the U.S. have continuously been dialoguing, especially with President Muhammadu Buhari initiating this dialogue on his first 100 days in office when he traveled to the U.S. to speak directly with President Obama on this very issue. But the outcome really at this point is that, you know, the respect to civilian life in northeastern Nigeria and how civilians can be protected as a result of these interventions is really the focus here. Also, Samantha Powers is currently meeting with members of Bring Back Our Girls in highlighting the fact that, you know, these 276 girls were taken. We have seen glimpses of proof of their, you know, them being alive, but where are the girls and how can a rescue effort be strategized? And this is the help that the U.S. government is hoping to ally with the Nigerian government in providing intelligence and also maybe crafting a rescue mission in making sure that these girls are indeed returned to their homes and displaced persons within the northeastern area are no longer vulnerable to Boko Haram. And indeed, that's what we do know so far. Beatrice?
Well, Sophia, of course, security still remains critical there for the Muhammadu Buhari administration. And on a related matter, we are receiving reports about a suicide attack at a refugee camp in northeastern Nigeria that may have killed a number of people on Wednesday. Can you give us a bit more clarity on that situation? What more do we know about that attack?
Well, a young woman at this time, you know, her age seems to be a factor here, because what we're seeing continuously is Boko Haram members using young girls in their teens, going into business communities and, you know, detonating bombs. In the case of this young girl, she was inside a, you know, a camp that really hosts a community that has been displaced and are trying to reintegrate. And at this time, about 9 fatalities have been registered as a result of this attack in the furthermost part of Borno. You know, this is not an isolated incident. Boko Haram has no longer...
Sophia Adengo there joining us from Abuja. We may have lost her for the moment, but I do thank you.